welcome to Fitness Friday. I'm Jennifer Wagner with Collective Wellness. Today we're going to talk about the hip flexor muscles and how to stretch those muscles out and why they get so tight. So first we're going to talk about the hip flexor muscle. This muscle runs right in here. It runs right through the front into the hip, goes into the thigh, and then goes through the hip joint and connects right up into the lower back area. What happens is, this very common, is that a lot of people are sitting a lot, so this muscle becomes very overactive. So you think about how people are in that seated position. Pretend I'm in the chair, and this muscle is shortened, it's contracted for long periods of time. And when that happens, that's when it becomes overactive. And when you try to stand up or do regular activities, that muscle is so tight that it does make it very challenging to function and do regular activities. What also happens is that when this muscle gets so tight, and because of it connecting to the lower back, it's actually pulling. So of course everything is connected. The knee bone connected to the hip bone song is exactly what that means, is everything is connected to each other. And when there's a muscle imbalance, it's going to pull from somewhere else. So this muscle being tight is going to pull from that lower back. And so then a lot of times people think they have lower back issues, but it's actually the hip flexor that's the problem. And unfortunately, the hip flexor is problems for a lot of people. So we need to stretch those muscles out. We can't necessarily always control our environment for work, especially if we have to sit in a chair all day or in a vehicle all day. But if you have chances of taking breaks as much as possible, if you can stand up at work, or if you're driving, take those little breaks every once in a while and open the body up. Today, I'm going to teach you how to stretch those hip flexors. I'm going to start with just a basic lunge position, because this one you can do standing. Very easy one to do at work. But you take that step back with your foot, and you want to make sure your back heel is up and that your toes are straight forward. And as I go through and show you different hip flexor stretches, you're going to see how the main thing is I'm just opening up this area so that my upper body is going back and my lower leg is going back. Okay, so I'm opening up through there. So we'll start by tucking the tailbone under and dropping that back knee a little bit. It doesn't have to be very far, just start with a little bit. And then you're going to lift your chest up and then just lean back a little bit. But we're not compressing the spine, so we're not arching. Okay, you're lifting and then hinging from the hip back. And that's when you're going to open up that hip flexor. And you can drop the knee a little further and go further down. Good. This can be done sitting on the edge of a chair, that you're in that same position. So the chair is just underneath this hip. And feel that stretch open up at that point. Good. You can even press your back heel down and go deeper into that stretch. And lift the chest up and back. And really open the hip flexors. You can go into a dynamic stretching where you're going forward and back. So it's that little movement, little stretch, and then work. Good. And release. Another thing you can do, I'm going to switch legs for myself, is that you can grab a hold of your ankle from behind your foot. You can have a chair or a wall or anything like that to balance if you need to, or challenge your balance reflexes too. But I want you to, I'm going to turn a little bit to the side so you can see this better, but just a little bit, because I want you to see what happens. It's very common for people to bring their knee out to the side. I want you to bring your knee in so it's close to the other knee. You're nice and tall. So again, chest is lifted. We're opening up through here. Now at this point, we are stretching the quads and down into the knee quite a bit, which is not a bad thing. Again, they're all connected. But what I'm going to do is have you bring that knee close to your opposite knee, and then you're going to bring your knee back a little bit, keeping the chest lifted, open up, And then you can bring your knee back even further. And then you're going to push your foot into your hand and feel that move up through the thigh and into the hip flexors. Good. Now you can always do this where you put your foot on a chair behind you and still have that. So pretend I have a chair behind me, put my foot right on it, and you can get that same effect also. Or you can even grab a strap or a towel. Release. Okay. You can go into a full runner's lunge. Actually, I'm going to switch legs again. You can go into a full runner's lunge. So you're getting a little lower to the ground, and your back heel is off the floor straight up, and you're going to drop the back knee and go down. You could even drop to the floor if you'd like and open up. You can toes pointed, and then again lifting that chest up and open. But if you notice how I'm not arching the back as in like I'm just dropping, I'm lifting my chest up and then I'm hinging back. And then you can lunge a little further into the front leg too, and you can go deeper and feel that. But if you notice, there's still that same opening. It's just that I'm in different positions for the rest of my body. I'm still lifting my chest. I'm still opening. And release. Good. So that is the hip flexor. I hope that helps you and helps that, that if you do this on a regular basis, a couple times throughout the day, that will decrease the pain that could be happening through the legs. So when you're standing up and you're like, oh, can't quite stand up that quick, or you feel that lower back problem happening, and it could be the hip flexor. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those at the bottom there. If you have any suggestions for a fitness tip, please leave those at the bottom also. If you want notifications for my next classes or fitness tips, just click on that little picture of me right there and you'll get them for free. Thank you for joining me. Come back soon.